What's poppin', Funko nerds, and welcome back to another concept list here on Carbonite Collecting. We just had, well, not just had, about a week ago, we had an awesome end to an awesome series in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So these creators hopped on and they made some freaking fire customs. We had a couple of requests in there and they made some awesome ones for us. So we can't thank them enough. We have about 20 plus pops coming at you. So stay, hang there with us. But yeah, we're really excited to get into these. Alec, what do you think of this list so far?
Bro, to be completely honest, up to this point, I am very disappointed in the pops we have gotten. So I am so pumped to talk about these ones and the pops we truly deserve from this show.
No, 100%. So I think we're going to start it out with the Kenobi series poster Funko. Funko's really going in this new direction with cards, album covers, posters. So I think this is an awesome poster. This is made by J-Riz Custom Designs.
Yeah, bro, those movie poster scenes are so dope. I love them. Next up, we have a look at a updated Obi-Wan from the show, but this one actually features his saber, and this one's made by Jay Bavart.
Yes, sir. Next up on the list, we have the little sweetheart from the show. We have Child Leia. The actress did an incredible job, and we would also need this concept pop. It's made by the Barba Custom. It has a little Lola right next to her, so I really dig this pop.
Yeah, bro, I could see it having like an attachment to the stand, kind of like the Falcon pop with Red Wing. That'd be super dope. Next up, another pop we need super bad. This one is Vader in his Bacta tank. And this one's made by J-Riz Custom Designs.
Yes, sir. Next up, we have Obi-Wan with a glow-in-the-dark chase. So nothing too crazy about it. Still a dope pop. We have his hood up. Some of these aren't really screen accurate. They were just pops that were actually made before the series. So this is one of those. It was made by Mario Bros 012, but still an awesome pop. And being such a big prequel fan, I would have to get another glow-in-the-dark pop.
Dude, 100%. That'd be so sick. Next up, we actually have two pops of the same character. One that's a little bit older and a remade version of the same pop. So we have a look at Quinlan Voss, again, both made by the Barba Custom. This first one being a little bit older and the second being a renovated look. Super dope.
And I know we didn't see him in the series, but the Barba Custom made these a while back. And when I was looking through which ones to include, I had to include this with an incredible name drop like that. Next,
a little tease, man. Just a little tease.
We have Kenobi versus Vader, but this scene is Vader dragging Kenobi through the fire. So Kenobi's not actually in the fire, thank God, but he is floating above. This is made by J-Riz Custom Designs as well, and an awesome scene.
You actually imagine if they made a pop of him getting dragged through fire? I feel like that'd be a little brutal.
I don't think I'd get it.
I don't think so either.
I couldn't get myself to do it.
Yeah, man. Next up, another super dope pop that we need. We have Anakin walking in with the 501st, and this one's made by Brady Custom Pops.
Oh, definitely. This was probably one of my favorite from the list. This is the first time we've featured this creator as well. Managed to stumble across them on Instagram. They have a lot of awesome customs, and this one was an awesome concept for sure. Next up, we have a look at Anakin's daughter. We have our second and final Leia of the list. This is made by J-Riz Custom Design. So a little bit different look, a different outfit, and this time she's holding Lola as opposed to Lola flying next to her.
Yeah, man. Another one coming at you made by J-Riz Custom Designs. We have another look at the Grand Inquisitor.
What I like about this one is you can tell that the saber is spinning. I'm not sure how Funko would be able to do that, but I know that they would be able to.
Kind of like the Party Thor one with like the clear Mjolnir. Like.
Exactly. And maybe kind of like Gambit. So where they have the trail coming after it. But following the Inquisitor vibe, we have the fourth sister. So we were introduced to her in the Kenobi series. We didn't get a ton of her, but still it would be dope to have a pop from her since we have a pop of almost every other Inquisitor. This one is made by the Barba Custom.
Yeah, man. If that was real, I would absolutely snag that in a heartbeat.
Sure.
Okay. Next up on the list, we have, this is probably my personal favorite on the list. We have Vader with the dual sabers. This one being a glow in the dark made by the Barba Custom.
Yes, sir. And this second one coming up, we have technically two Vaders, 4 sabers. This one's made by Jay Bavart, and both a couple of awesome concepts. I don't know which one I'd get. They're both incredible, but I would definitely be buying one.
God, man, we need one. We need it.
100%.
Next up on this list, we have a look at Obi-Wan versus Vader. This one made by Jay Bavart.
Yes, sir. We have a couple of them, but that one definitely would be a for sure buy. Arguably one of my favorites on this list, we have Obi-Wan with ground. This is when he is using the Force to just hurl rocks at Vader. This was made by Popeyes. Now, we have a couple different looks at it because there is one with just the rocks floating, but then we have a realistic look of how Funko would be able to connect the actual rocks to the pop. So both a couple of awesome concepts.
Yeah, bro. They'd be able to do it too with the Avatar Aang pop with all of it circling around them, bro. That one's pristine.
They would.
Chef's kiss. Okay, next up, another Darth Vader that we need. We have Vader featuring the crack mask showing Anakin's face. This one's made by Chaser 123.
Yes, sir. Awesome concept. Next up, we have another Obi-Wan versus Vader. This is made by Fun.Concepts. So as you can see here, this is Obi-Wan versus Vader, where Vader has his full mask on. And in this next Funko specialty version, kind of like the last pop, we have a cracked mask where you can see Anakin's face peeking through. So these scenes made by Fun.Concepts, awesome. 100% would buy.
So good, bro. So good.
Yes, sir. Next up, we have not one more, but we have another Vader cracked mask. I think what was cool about this one, this was made by J Riz Custom Designs. What was cool about this one is he's kind of kneeling. So it was that first look, that first glance where we see Anakin's face peeking
after
through
struck.
Exactly. Peeking through the mask. So he's still close to the ground in a different pose.
That's so sick, bro. All right, next up, we have a different look at Reva, this time featuring her Tatooine garb, where she has the hood over her, and it's kind of in those moments where she's about to come back and make a kind of a hero's play by deciding to save Luke, and this one's made by Reviver.
I mean, I wouldn't say she saved Luke. She was the one that was going to
decided
kill him,
not to end.
Yeah,
Luke.
decided not to kill him.
Yes.
So next up, this time we do have our final Vader with the cracked mask. This one's a little different because it does have a specialty base. This was made by Pop Draw It, and honestly, a really cool custom. I've said that 20 times though already, so you already know it's cool.
In case you didn't know, all of these are really cool. All of these are really cool. All right, next up, we have a look at the very last second of this series. We have Qui-Gon as a Force Ghost made by the Barba Custom.
Yes, sir. And, I think we all got a little impatient, but after his appearance, I was happy the way they did it. But I do want more, unfortunately. They left me wanting more. Second to last, we have an Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon 2-pack. This is made by Jay Bavart. So a little bit different look at Obi-Wan, a little bit different look at Qui-Gon, but these would have to come packaged together because homeboys are a package deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, they are. And speaking of package deals, we have our last pop and our only collab on this list. We have Kenobi versus the Tusken Raider. This is made by Fun.Concepts and the Barba Custom.
Yeah, and we know this wasn't really in the series. This is another one that they made a few months ago just as something they'd like to see in the series.
Sure.
We've never seen a Tusken with
that's
a saber.
Not out of the question to expect something along those lines.
I think the only thing that would be a little out of the question would be the fact that the Tusken's holding a lightsaber. I wouldn't expect it. But you never know in Star Wars, especially with how they're changing the view on Tuskens. But a cool, concept because it's a concept of a concept. But either way, a super cool scene. But everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in to our next Funko Pop concept list. If there's any that we left off the list that you'd like to include or you'd like to see made, let us know in the comments. And if any of these are your favorite, let us know which one you liked the most. Other than that, we really hope you come back and check out the next episode of the Carbonite Convos podcast that came out yesterday, as well as a bunch of other videos that we have coming out daily. We have YouTube shorts coming out daily from facts, collection videos, and a bunch of other things. So we really appreciate you hanging in there with us, and we hope to see you back. But until the next time that you are on Carbonite Convos, make sure to keep it popping.